Imagine conquering the known world before 33. You have never lost a battle. Every city you face falls, every king bows before your name. Then, in the blink of an eye, you die suddenly in your own palace. No one knows why. For over 2,000 years, this profound mystery has haunted the halls of history and the minds of scholars. In June of 323 BCE, Alexander the Great stands at the absolute peak of his power in the legendary city of Babylon. His massive empire stretches from the rugged mountains of Greece to the lush riverbanks of India. He is a god among men, yet even gods are not immune to the shadows of fate. Alexander spends his final days mapping new expeditions, dreaming of Arabia and the edges of the world. But his body carries the heavy, invisible cost of a decade of relentless war. He bears the jagged scars from dozens of blades and carries the deep, bone-aching exhaustion of thousands of miles of marching through deserts and storms. He is a man who has lived 100 lives in a single decade. One fateful night, after a long and boisterous banquet, the king collapses. A sudden, violent fever grips him. Within days, his legendary strength vanishes like smoke in the wind. The conqueror is now a captive of his own failing flesh. The decline is terrifyingly swift. He cannot lift his head to see the sun. He cannot speak a single word to his grieving generals who surround his bed. The palace halls of Babylon fill with the heavy, suffocating silence of men waiting for the end of an era. His loyal soldiers, the men who bled for him from the Nile to the Indus, line up in a somber procession. They walk past his bed in silence, watching their unstoppable leader slowly fade away into the dark. He dies in the heat of June, at the age of only 32, leaving behind an empire with no heir and a world in shock. The theories regarding his death began almost immediately. Was it malaria, brought by the thick, swampy air of the Babylonian summer? Was it typhoid fever, spreading like wildfire through the crowded military camps? Some historians blame his reckless lifestyle, claiming that his old, unhealed wounds and constant, heavy drinking finally shattered his legendary health. But then, there's the darker suspicion that has lingered for centuries. Poison. Ancient writers whispered in the shadows that his own generals, men hungry for absolute power and weary of endless marching, laced his wine with a lethal, untraceable toxin. They stood to gain everything from his sudden absence. Yet, modern doctors point out a flaw in the murder plot. The slow, agonizing progression of his illness does not match the rapid, violent effects of known ancient poisons. A bold and terrifying new theory suggests Guillain-Barré syndrome. This rare neurological condition causes total paralysis, while the mind remains sharp and observant. This leads to a chilling speculation. Was Alexander buried alive? Did he appear dead to his followers while he was still conscious, trapped inside a body that would not move? It is a horror beyond words. We have no way to prove it now. The truth remains buried under 2 millennia of desert dust and golden legend. Was it a plague, a dagger in a cup, or a silent neurological decay? Alexander conquered the world, but his own end remains the one thing he could not defeat. What is your theory? Was it a cold-blooded murder or a hidden disease? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and join the debate on history's greatest mystery.